Hello, pedal people. It's not really pedal. Hello, effects people. Hello, people that like things that come again after they already have happened. First of all, coffee. So, back in the 80s, digital delays rack-mounted were all the rage. And the most iconic one was the 2290 digital delay from TC Electronic. It is pretty much the thing that defined the Edge, as far as I know. I know Petruchki, that's not his name, had it in his rack forever, and pretty much anyone who was anyone. It is still being used in a billion studios. It is simply the thing that you saw everywhere, along with things like the like in 1176 and in LA2A, there was an Eventide H3000, and somewhere in there was a 2290. Super iconic with its push buttons, red digit displays. It's an 80s thing. I had one in my studio, borrowed from a friend. There was even a foot controller for it. And I could never work it. The audio was working, but the whole front panel with all the buttons was somehow, had a short and it wasn't working correctly. So I could never punch anything in. As far as I remember, it had a mono in, stereo out, and it's that magical digital delay from the 80s. It doesn't do analog, it doesn't do tape, it does authentic replications of what you put in. But, and here's the kicker, it's more than a delay, because if you go ahead and you modulate the delay time, what happens is you get chorusing, flanging. That's what happens when you had two tape machines and you slowed one of them down. Both of them were playing the same thing, and one of them you slowed down by pushing on the flange. That gave you flanging. And the 2290 could do this. Now, you could also do, as I said, chorusing, which is similar. Then it turned the mono signal into stereo, and you could pan the original signal, you could pan the delay or the flange, that signal, the affected signal. And the thing that it most famously did is dynamic delay, which means you play and the delay is getting ducked down. Pretty much a sidechain compressor, that's what it does. The guitar is compressing the delay signal, but as soon as you stop playing guitar, the delay comes up, which means you don't have all this wishy-washy crap. You have a clear signal while you're playing, and then it fills the gaps. Very famous for that. So, what do we have here now? We have a plugin. Simple plugin. Easy to install, no serial number. There's a bird trying to come in here for some reason. Dude, there's nothing in here for you. There's no serial number, there's no nothing. You can even load this plugin if you want to, you just can't control it or really do too much with it. Which is nice of TC, you can check it out. So, you download the plugin from the website. It is not somehow included on a USB stick or SD card or whatever in the box. And as soon as you plug in the control surface, I'm sorry this looks weird, but I had to prop that up so that it's actually perpendicular to the camera up there. It's actually slanted when it's standing on the table. So when you plug this control surface in with USB in the back, this gets USB power, so there's no extra power supply needed. It immediately functions. So it immediately just recognizes what, the plugin is set to, shows you. Installation and operation is super simple. Now, if you have several plugin instances open, you simply go click on the instance you want to show on the control surface, and it does that. It is as easy as pie. I don't know, baking pie, eating pie, or learning pie by heart. I'm not sure what that means. So, the cool thing is here, you have stereo input this time around because it's a plugin. And most certainly, you have as many as you want. In the opening track that you heard, the lead guitar was actually going through a preset by Pete Thomann, which is a flanger, but then I didn't have delay. I just opened up a second one, threw it right behind it, and put a delay on there. So, on the used market, 2290 will go for $1,500, $2,000. So I just threw about $4,000 of delay on there. Easy. That is neato. Now, obviously, there's presets in there for vocals, for many, many things. We're a freaking guitar channel. We look at it from a guitarist point of view. You can do beautiful slapback things for a vocal. You can do doubling. You can have doubling that moves around the lead vocal with slight chorusing in it. You could have, delays. You can do things for snare drums. There's a lot you can do with the 2290 plugin. But again, this is a guitar channel, so we're gonna look at it from a guitarist's point of view. Right now, the setup is this guitar, which is amazing. I love this. Going into a Ditto, but that's really just as a cable extender. Going pretty much into the Revv Dynamis right there on the clean channel, or on the through the aux with a 412 mic with a 57 and a ribbon with creambacks, and that's going into the Apollo digitally with light pipe. And that's going into Cubase. So what I'm actually hearing is monitoring through Cubase with latency, which is the drawback of a plugin. Trying to play through a plugin means there is the slightest bit of latency. I have it set to a buffer size of 192, I think, but it still doesn't feel like playing through the aux directly. There is processing involved. But that is what you get. Obviously, if you use it as a plugin later and not monitoring, you won't hear that latency, but when you play it, there's a little bit of a disconnect. You have to know this, because it's not a frickin' pedal with processing built in. It's just a control surface with a plugin. Okay, after all this, moving on to throw it on the screen, Leslie, please. I have to say the control surface feels incredibly high-end. It feels like the actual unit. I said unit. It is smaller, so, you know, these buttons are rather tiny compared to the original. But it feels exactly like it. This is not a cheap plastic version. This is brushed aluminum. It is a very, very nice feeling piece of gear. And as you can see, oh no, you can't. Analog in and output thingies with lights. This is a nice piece of gear. And as I said, USB powered, goes, it just turns on and it works. Now, you don't have a mirror of this in the software. The software, which we're going to look in a bit, the software version shows you a couple of other parameters that you could also access from here somehow. I don't quite know how you do that. And I don't care because I see it in the software. So you can turn the delay on and off, which you do right here. See how it gets louder? Very nice. So, we have presets here. So I just discovered something beautiful that is really not a major issue for you, but an issue for me, because I'm recording right now into Cubase so that you can hear what I'm doing. If I switch presets, I lose audio. Audio recording stops. It just breaks off. So every single time I switch a preset now, the recording will stop, and I will have to create an extra file for you. Yeah, thank you, people. That's happening with that one. That's a big ass file, a big ass sound. So, well, before I switch presets and have to do this numerous times, let me show you the controls. Now, let's start with delay time. Really simple. Change it up and down. You turn the modulation on and off. You sync it, and now it's synced to your computer. Very easy. Right now it's actually saying I want 3/8 subdivisions. So I've got, no, it's not 3/8. I mean, it's on setting 3. I'm an idiot. I'll show you later in the software. If I change that to quarter notes, it will show me the correct milliseconds right here. You could also not sync it and just tap it. So I'll have to turn it on as well. This control surface, as you can see, allows you to have pretty quick access to certain things. Right now, the last thing I touched is blinking. Whatever's blinking, I touched preset, damn it. I shouldn't touch preset. Whatever's blinking, I can use the keyboard to just put in a value. 20, bam, it's that simple. A delay time, I want 450, bam. Or 800.3, I don't know what that is. Now, so that's the delay portion of it, or the time portion. We have the feedback portion, which you just, again, punch it in like this. Or I want 45, bam. Inverted feedback. It's not something you hear. You hear that on flanging, stuff like this, because it's inverted. This select thing goes from the feedback level to high and low, which is a high frequency roll-off in certain steps. So at 2K, 4K, 8K, 33. You can make it a little bit duller. Wait, I'll need a different delay time for that. Let's do 200. You can clearly hear that's brighter than 2. Nice. And then there's low, which is a low frequency roll-off. 100, 200, you read that in the manual. So that's an easy way to tailor your delay a little bit, make it a little bit more bright or not bright. Then, that's not, this is on and off. Mix is right there. At 50, your delay is exactly as loud as your guitar. It's moving back and forth, and I'll show you why. So let's actually go to way more than that. You can hold it down, and then it goes faster. This thing is, of course, the delay to do the dotted eighth trick. Beautiful for that. Moving on to modulation. That's really where it gets interesting. So, you can say what the speed is, speed, and the depth. And just type that in. I don't know, 20. Can I do 20? That's not a speed. 5 hertz. Right now it's panning. Let's do 10. It does 10. Okay. Depth. I want 80. So, you can say what the waveform is. Sine, random, envelope, so it's it. What just happened? Whatever happened is cool. Because it's dynamic. So that's the modulation here, which is crazy. Triggered? Don't ask me. Craziness can ensue. Maybe a depth of 80 is a little bit much. I don't know what I'm doing. So right now that's the modulation for the delay, as we can clearly see. Then there's a modulation for the pan. Wee, wee, wee. And a modulation for the dynamics. For the pan, you can define here whether that's actually something that's happening or not. Okay? When it is happening, you can say whether that is happening for the delay or for the direct signal. Or for both of them. Envelope. So what you can do is, you can do auto pans beautifully, and you can actually do tremolos, because you can modulate the dynamics. Let me see if I can figure this out. With a sine wave. There we go. I can already hear it. So it's a frickin' tremolo! And it's a nice one. It's a tremolo delay. Now it is a panning tremolo delay. I freaking love it. And we could have that synced to my sequencer by just hitting sync. Now that's what I call le awesome. Yes, so you can modulate the dynamics, you can modulate the delay, which will result in, let's turn that off, let's keep that. And that will, of course, where are we? Let's do depth, maybe 30, and speed 5. No, that's 50, damn it, 5. Now, if I keep the delay really short, like... I should have something chorusy. It's a little bit fast. So we're gonna go 2. No, damn it! Ha! Where was I? 50 milliseconds? Yeah, and speed 2. So, right now I have a feedback of who knows what. And if that's too much, I just reduce the mix, which I have 50-50 now. That is freaking gorgeous. That's like a scatter doubler or something. So, let's feedback. We're gonna go back to 40 maybe. Gonna go to mix 40 again. It's actually nice that you just have this. It makes you want to play with it. That's what she said. Let's see what happens if we do random. I don't know, more depth. Depth of 60. You can see the oscillator going crazy right there with the randomness. There's so much in there. It's not just a delay. Let's see if I can do something dynamic. Probably not. What if I do this? That's what happened. So if I go 150. Okay, that's totally not necessary. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm just pressing things. This is interesting. Now it fades in. Now I want more here. I'm having fun. 500. What in the world am I doing? I think it's time to A, look at the software, and B, do some presets, which is going to be a nightmare for me to edit, because every single time I change a preset, QS will tell me that it stopped recording. Damn! So, let's look at the software, so leave that there, Leslie, and I'm gonna throw the software. Actually, Leslie, take that stick and make it a little bit smaller. Don't go there, people, okay? Don't go there. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna throw the software on the screen. It doesn't show you much. It shows you dB input, it shows you output, it shows you panning, inverse delay, I don't know what that is. See what happens if I push that with this crazy setup. I don't know what that is. The interesting and important thing, I don't know what these do. Forget them. No clue. Special key 12. I don't know. This is important. Changing the subdivisions, which you can't really... Oh, here we go. That's nice. By clicking on it. Quarter notes. Now it is synced, and quarter notes in Cubase are this. Oh, we're gonna go and do the modulation. So if I now change that to dotted eighth, here we go, or eighth, and then instead of straight, I go dotted. It's that simple, and you have. Okay, and the great thing is it even shows you, when you change this, what that means in milliseconds. So you don't need a delay calculator anymore. It just awesome. So technically that that preset thing, that software you don't really need. It does show you the name of the preset right here. Right now, I was on a signature preset, and when you hit something here, you can see different presets, and they are signature presets. So far, they only have Jason LaRocca, Pete Thorne with 3 of them, which you can't see because they're out of the screen, and Bob Greaves. They're freaking TC. They're gonna collect 1 billion presets because that's what they do. Every single guy that comes in the studio, hey, how about we do a preset for the 2290, which is a good idea. By the way, 2290, is also the first setting on the flashback too. So if you like this, there's a much simpler version, but with the same idea in the flashback. Obviously, if you want the full Monty, you need to get this thing. So yeah, presets can be saved. So if I go and switch to this preset now, you're gonna see a cut because audio will cut. And it did. This is what I used in the track in the beginning, and I called it The Edge, because why not? Oh wait, damn it, can't sync it. Gotta make that quicker, because it was synced to 120 beats per minute. What am I doing here? Let's do 300 maybe? Let's do a 350. Amazing. It's so satisfying. You just play eighth notes. Instant pop fun. So let's go through some presets. Let's see what else we have. FX here, guitar. We go to guitar. 50 slap 8 guitar, chopped up. Chorus guitar, we want that. And wait a second. And we're back. So here we have chorus guitar. It is super subtle. Trying things here. So, next preset, I'll be right back. We have a chorused left-right tremolo. Nice! Let's do one or two more to show that there's not just delay in there. Nicely panned chorus, heavily chorus guitar, ping pong strokes, swirly chops, whatever that is. Okay. That's cool! That's pretty phenomenal. The great thing is that all these are usable in actual musical context because it is syncable by pushing sync to your sequencer. Because it is in the sequencer. This is just a remote. It's not actually doing anything. Come on, let's do one more. Keys. Yeah, who wants keys? We're not singing. Duct pan delay. Warmth, of course. 80s guitar. Why isn't there any space delays? Let's see what space delay. give a flying rat's ass if it's usable or not. It's making me laugh. And we all buy shit because we want to have fun. So I just opened up a preset, and that's Pete Thorne's Trem Ambient preset. Leslie, make that big again. Thank you. Which I also used in the intro track because it's brilliant. What can I possibly say about the TC2290? I think it's called the DT. I don't know what that stands for. It sounds phenomenal. It has so many options. The hardware is beautifully designed. It invites you to play with it. It just feels like a hardware unit. You're forgetting that you're playing a plugin. I have not found a delay plugin that I really like. I have not found a delay plugin that makes me as happy as a Timeline would, or any of those delays, or let's say Flashback. But I'm gonna say Timeline. This is creative. This allows me to just put my hands right here and figure things out. It gives me immediate edge. It gives me immediate stadium rock, size, and beauty. So yeah, sound, A+. Hardware unit, A+. One of the best remote controls in terms of quality. Footprint on the table, it doesn't eat up your whole table because I have an Apollo Twin there, I have a PreSonus monitor station, I have the AMPETE switcher, I have quite a few things on the table, and I can't sacrifice a lot more for a delay controller. So they were very smart. It's a beautiful design. Software installs without any code or whatever, because this is actually the dongle. You need that. That's the copy protection. You plug it in, it immediately works. You have several instances running. They switch back and forth beautifully. So that's all brilliant. Price? I think it's $349 to $400. I found different prices. It's brand new, so I don't quite know yet, but it's 350 plus minus euro. For a plugin? That's an expensive plugin. On the other hand, I've spent that on Universal Audio plugins. I have done that in the past. For a good plugin, great. Here, it's not just a plugin, you're getting actual hardware. So you got, a tactile control surface. On the other hand, and I'm not 100% sure about that, you have to have this for the plugin. To control it, I think. So what if I recorded something with a plugin, take it on my laptop, and want to edit it on the plane? Is the plugin working if I don't have that connected? Because that makes it less mobile and less transferable. I can't actually tell you. I think it's probably working. I think that's the whole idea. But please read up on that. Yeah, I should know that, but I don't. Yeah, professional right here. So, my only gripe about it is that it's a plugin. Which means, I can't just turn on my amp and enjoy the beauty of the 2290. Put that on the table, put the guitar through, bam. I have to have my computer open. I have to have Cubase open, or some kind of recording software. I have to enable one track in monitor mode. I don't monitor through Cubase usually, I monitor through the Apollo. Now, AFTC worked with Universal Audio and made a UAD version that's controllable with that. Holy fuck, because there's no latency on the Universal Audio stuff. Now you got me talking, okay, that would be amazing. But you have to open Cubase and all this stuff, and then you're dealing with latency. No matter how good your audio interface is, there is a bit of latency. And I don't like it. I like to play direct. Now, if they gave me this in pedal form, and the pedal only had an on-off button, and literally was just a box with an on-off button, and it's the in, the out, in stereo and stereo out. It might have MIDI, it takes power, it has the processor in it, the AD converter, the DA converter, all this stuff costs money, okay? And it has a button to turn it on and off. And this USB connected as the controller for it. Now we're talking. Because imagine you have this as a controller, which in pedal form, I don't know if I want this on my board, because this is meant as a tabletop thing. But imagine TC now had a pedal this size that was actually the engine. And it's on off and maybe select preset. That's all you can do. But then you connect this with USB and you program it. You could have this right next to it on the board, powered by the actual pedal. Awesome, that would be killer. But this is the controller, you can disconnect that, and then on the pedal you've got your presets for live. Switch them, maybe with an up-down button, whatever, but that's the engine with the processor in it, and AD, DA, ins and outs, all that. That I could 100% get behind, which they technically could sell in addition to this for another $300. So they could sell the controller, this, and the plugin, $350. If you now wanted to take this on your board, spend another $300, and then you have the actual engine that you can program with this. 2 individual products, or one product for a bundle price. That I would find amazing. I'm a pedal guy. You know, I want things that work by themselves. So the fact that it is a plugin is a bit of a drawback for me. But that's just me, because I can't take this on my board. Not that I have a board, but if I had a board, that would be a problem. Because I want these sounds. They are so damn good. If anyone can do it, TC can do it. Make a box that I can control with this, and they go together. And if I have to spend $650 for that, yes, that's ridiculous. But is it? You're getting delays. You're getting panning delays, you're getting dynamic processing, you're getting tremolo, you're getting flanging, you're getting chorusing. You're getting a lot. And any TC2290 that you could buy in rack format is going to run you more than that, and it's going to have pretty outdated hardware in it. Which means if you're in the market for a 2290, would you spend $650 on a box and a controller? I think you would. Because many of us are hunting down 2290s and they have to be restored and upkept. So, okay, full points on everything, but it's a plugin. If you're recording at home, killer. And even for the price, killer. I gotta say that. As a pedal board enthusiast, give me a hardware add-on to it, please. That's it. That's what I gotta say. Now I gotta edit all this shit. God damn it. Thank you, Leslie, for switching. I'm shutting down now. I'm taking my whole system down today because I'm going to Tagoo. And I don't know when I'll make the next video. Probably at Tagoo. Animals at the end. That's what I gotta say. Bye, guys.